Hello! Welcome back to channel. And say you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss a thing as far as our relationship tips are concerned. Today we are discussing about something that often occurs in relationship. So many times, yet it is not noticeable. The most common 5 mistakes that men make in relationships. Have you ever been wondering why relationships break down? Why not ask me this question? 1. Communication struggles. Why do men just find it difficult to communicate in relationships? Most men do not know how to express emotion correctly, and as a result, cause chaos and frustration since this is not taught to them. This is due to the fact that men can hardly express their emotions in a certain way, and failure to express themselves in an emotional path leads to strain. Such our male culture makes a lot of men believe that they should hide their emotions, as it is their sign of weakness. However, in the actual sense, the suppression of feelings interferes with the communication process, and a deafening anger too. We begin with communication. It is the central pillar of any healthy relationship. And still, most men do not manage it well, or your partner is not understanding you somehow, and you are in lack of words to explain them how exactly you feel. Consider all the times that you have heard the words coming out of your spouse, "You never appreciate what I do on your behalf," especially without paying attention. One may slip into the habit of ignoring all the little things that the partner makes. They could cook you dinner, they could help with the children, or simply be there as an emotional support. But when you do not say thank you in the long run, it all comes to feel as though nothing is appreciated. Consider this. When you in the middle of a conversation with your partner, how many times did you end up telling someone something, and he ended up sounding lost after a long talk? Only when we had a bumpy patch did I see just how much he had been doing on my behalf, and I so little had been showing gratitude. The small favor, or a thank you, may serve a long way to make your emotional attachment stronger. As soon as I began to thank her of the small things, our relationship began to get better almost immediately. Then begin by making small steps. Learn how to express your ideas in a calm and open way, and to make your partner do the same. This leaves room to each of you feeling understood and heard. However, the thing is that communication is not only about talking. It is the art of ensuring that your partner is aware of the way you feel. 2. Taking your partner for granted. The truth is that you cannot take care of your partner when you are not taking care of yourself. I would also prioritize work or other things over self-care, and would convince myself that I was a good partner, because I was devoting attention to relationships. But instead you are caring about your health and happiness to become someone's better half. However, what I did not know was that when I was not feeling good, I was less emotionally capacitated to invest on the relationship. And that can influence your relationship in a way you did not even realize until it was too late. You sweep it under the rug instead of discussing, so that you can assure yourself that you will do it later. Long periods of days, weeks, even months pass, and that problem becomes even a greater problem. Men in particular are not inclined to think, but only to go right to fix-it mode. We wish to get rid of solutions fast. It helps your other half know that you are interested in them more than on a superficial level. My spouse would complain of the problems at workplace. I would at once attempt to devise a solution. And if you have been committing one or any of these mistakes, there is nothing to panic about, as it is never late to make corrections that are likely to build your relationship better. However, what she yearned was just to be listened to by me, to get to know her frustrations, and support her feelings. And cool, in case you want to learn a little more about some of these things, you can even look at these videos right here at the screen. I understood this after a long time, but after that, our communication was much better. However, there are these moments when your partner does not expect you to give them a solution, but to listen and be able to understand. It will later become emotional baggage that brings you down. Can you even take your partner for granted without even knowing? But the thing is that sometimes your partner does not want to be fixed. She just wants to be heard and heard. This does not, however, imply that you argue over everything. However, avoid conflict under any circumstances. That's dangerous, absolutely. It occurs when we cease to appreciate small things they do. This is colossal. Now we come to appreciation. The goal isn't to win. It's to understand each other and grow together. I recall this moment when I did not value my other half because of all the little things. One of the easiest yet strongest things you can ever give in a relationship is appreciation. You should begin doing it every day. 3. Avoiding conflict. How can you get away with avoiding a conflict, instead choosing to confront? It piles resentment and aloofness that in the long run threads the relationship to death. Avoiding conflict is one of the greatest mistakes that men perform when it comes to relationships. Imagine something is wrong with your money, kids, or family matter. You are disagreeing. Healthy conflict resolution is key. Acknowledge when something's bothering you, and don't be afraid to have a productive conversation about it. For ignoring self-care, does failure to take care of yourself damage the relationship? Yes. Your self-neglect can use up your emotional resources and adversely influence your possibility of giving it your best to your partner. Self-care is not a cool word. It is actually necessary to both your health and the healthiness of your relationship. I have done this as well. When you create some time to take care of yourself, it does not mean that you are not going to love your spouse. 5. Fixing problems instead of listening. Why do men believe that it is more necessary to solve the problem than to listen? It is due to the reason that they usually tend to want to fix things immediately. It is a major one making things right when your partner does not need something done, but rather, you listen to your partner. I have always done this. It is a valuable experience to learn how to listen and not to always want to find a solution. So, that is it. The 5 most popular mistakes men make in relations, and they are avoided. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe so you can have more relationship advice. Continue learning, continue growing, and I will see you in the next one.